Okay, it's Steve from a smoking hot, baking hot London. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Please like, subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe. 100% free. Brackets. Blood in, blood out. This is a PvP player versus player essentials video. We're literally 31 minutes away from the pass opening. So first things first, you want to get yourself a beautiful little health rune. I spotted this one. Obviously life 5 would be better. Life 4 is going to have to do until we get that one. So obviously you'd look around and see if you got it. And that's that. Another thing I'm going to do, which I did not do last KVK, and I'm gutted. I'm gutted. All your hard work needs to be maximized, especially in these first couple of days. What I'm saying is we want to have a 50% expansion. Yes, we do. Boosh. And also, whilst we're at it, let's get this enhanced defense. 10%, not 5, no. 10% for 24 hours. Bush, bash, bush. In terms of the commanders, listen, there's a lot of debate. I'm going to go back to a video I just did earlier today. It's going to be released tomorrow, so there definitely will be some overlap. But again, listen, you need to look at these guys, the best of the whales in multiple kingdoms, what they choose. And I want to talk, look at what's in common. A lot of the Huan Yu and Scipio area of effects. ZL and Herman Prime area of effects. Luce area of effects. He's supported by Constantine, makes him more healthy. Boost active skill, if I remember, in some ways, and definitely gives him that health boost as well, the healing boost. But basically, 3 main area of effect. And even with Nevsky, he's got Joan Prime area of effect. Nevsky's got a better talent tree. I did do a video about whether Joan Prime probably should still be the primary, just because her 4th skill basically triggers her active skill again. Let's have a look at it, because it's better just to talk. It's better just to show than just to talk. 4th skill. Okay, whenever their troop's secondary commander uses an active skill, it has a 60% chance, but up to 100% chance to trigger the Sacred Banner Joan's active skill. So whenever the secondary commander uses its active skill, Joan has a chance up to 100% to use her active skill. I think the inference is here that Joan would have to be primary. You know what I mean? For it to specifically mention secondary, and that's a massive difference. When Joan triggers her active skill again, we get more damage, more rage per second. Let's go back to the video. Basically, what I'm trying to say, possibly, even though a lot of whales go with that same formation, should be probably maybe Joan of Arc primary. I think if Nevsky is primary, it's just easier to switch Joan out and switch another Cav commander in. Maybe that's what it is. And I say Nevsky does have a better talent tree. But anyway, you got the 4 best damage-based... So I thought someone was going to send me a text message. 4 damage-based commanders right there, starting with Huan Yu. So if everybody has Huan Yu, otherwise known as Guan Yu, and you got that overlapping silence, which means they can never trigger their active damage, which means the likelihood it's going to be mostly normal damage, you're probably going to win. You've got the area of effect and the silence. If everybody had Huan Yu, unless you have that natural resistance to silence, who was the oh gosh, that Cav rally commander, Genghis Khan, I think. No, was it Genghis Khan? Anyway, there's very few who can actually resist that. That's what, and you got the area of effects again. It's just, you just would do it. You just would, and you'd be better off with that than Attila the Hun. You'd be better off with that than having a single damage commander most of the time. Really, what I'm thinking is a grey area, a controversial area with William Wallace. I'm gonna get to that. So. Am I going to forget? Let's stick to this first, and then I'll do the others after that. Zhuge Liang And I say, then you got Scipio. Scipio's got that health debuff. Let's have a quick look at him. I love you, Scipio. Scipio. Troops hit by the skill lose 30% health for the 3 seconds, and he does a lot more than that as well. I don't want to make it a Scipio video, but absolutely beautiful. Secondary for me in terms of priority, which also still amazing, is ZL. Troops hit by the skill deals 15% less damage for 3 seconds. It doesn't say skill damage. Less damage. We're talking about 5 troops. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. And then we got, he's usually partnered up, but not always, usually partnered up with Herman. A very complicated kind of set of skills here, but skill damage based, basically. He, for each stack of poison that the enemy troop takes, they take more skill damage, you know, so it's like a debuffer or a skill enhancer, if you want to put it that way. It's however you want to look at it. It's a very complementary pairing, and every so often you do see ZL paired up with YSG, mainly probably for this 50% damage, and also the fact that he touches 5 enemies, but still Herman Prime's better. The other pairing, obviously, now we're going into smite damage. Gosh, Luce. Anything which limits your skill damage will obviously have no effect on a smite damage commander. The additional skill that it gives for me is not completely meaningless, but like literally the last rung in terms of what I'm bothered about. Just above nothing at all. I'll take this March speed debuff. But yeah, you gotta expect that. 5 commanders are touched. Relatively more damage, over 10% more damage than Huan Yu. You can't take away from the silence. Let's put it. Let's put things in perspective. But he does a lot of useful things. Unfortunately, no smite tree. It is what it is. And then it's a question of who you pair him up with. And I think if you do have William Wallace, bear in mind that next it's going to be archers, probably a new archer commander most likely, then probably siege, and then cav, and then infantry, you know what I mean? A long time, so you may well get some value out of William Wallace. Yeah. I say anything that takes away that skill debuff, skill damage, will just not apply. And you know what, in terms of the armies I've just shown you a minute ago, there's one person that gives me some fear. It's this bloody guy here, William Wallace. No matter what I say about the armies I think you guys should be rolling with, I might have to pair up William with I think I will. I think I'll pair him up with either Nevsky or a Joan. A Joan if I want to be more aggressive with it, or a Nevsky if I just want him to tank and take less damage. But he's got to be there. He's got to be there. Oh my gosh. Cannot benefit. Look at this. For the next 3 seconds, anybody hit by the skill, the 3 people in the area of effect, can't benefit from anything that increases skill damage. It's just too good. Just puts them in the box. Puts Stingy back on the chair. It's like an old school film reference, but it puts somebody back in their place, basically. Just too good. I don't want it to make a very, very, very long video, hopefully under 10 minutes. Say this is as good as it could be. So I've gone through 4 armies, I think. Yeah, Huan Yu, Scipio definitely. ZL, Herman definitely, if you've got it, obviously. If you've got it, who would have known? Luce, William probably, even though William ain't going to give no tankiness, you know what I mean? You're going to take a lot more deads, but you'll give damage if you're in a, you know, of advantageous situation. So you might not want to march, you know, bravely into battle. You might just hold back and just, you know, follow in behind, because I say you will take more damage. Or if you want to guard against that, maybe you go with your Constantines. Yeah, or go or something like that. And I've already talked about Nevsky, who I'll probably pair up with a William. Oh gosh, or a Joan Prime William, as I said, if I want to be more aggressive. And if I'm going to be extra, then I'd roll with my debuffer army. At the moment, my 5th army is just waiting to, you know, where the runes are, like the Alliance Fortress and things like that in a KVK map. I've got 1 army there just so I can keep on topping up my infantry health buff, you know what I mean? So I'm probably going to roll with 3 or 4 armies, probably 4 actually, just for lols, and my 4th army will definitely include William Wallace. And I'll see you on the other side. Have lots of fun. Let me know how you get on in the comments with your KVK, if you've got any kind of pairings. What's going to be for 4 armies basically that you're thinking of, no matter what stage you're at. Listen, I can remember when I was rolling with Sun Tzu and Richard, it was like, oh my gosh, man, this is as good as it gets. And of course it probably was, because, you know, I started who knows, back 5.5 years ago. It's a 6-year-old game. Well, over 5.5 years ago. Gosh. Roll with what you're going to roll with, man, and let's just see let me know how the outcome is. All is good. So please like, subscribe. Daddy Steve, and I am out.